Don't chase, attract. What belongs to you will simply find you. You're tired, not because life is hard, but because you're chasing everything. Chasing people who don't value you. Chasing opportunities that drain you. Chasing validation that never lasts. And the more you chase, the more it runs. But what if I told you the problem isn't that you don't have enough? It's that you're moving from a place of lack. Because the truth is this: what truly belongs to you does not need to be chased. It aligns. It flows. It finds you. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you'll stop forcing life and start attracting everything you deserve. Most people are trapped in a cycle they don't even recognize. They believe that the harder they chase, the closer they get. So they run faster. They push harder. They try to control everything. But instead of getting what they want, they lose themselves. They become anxious, desperate, overwhelmed, because chasing is rooted in fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being left behind. And anything built on fear will never bring you peace. Attraction, on the other hand, is different. It comes from confidence, from clarity, from self-control. It's not about doing nothing. It's about becoming the kind of person that naturally draws the right things into your life. When you chase people, you lose your power. You overthink every message. You question your worth. You try to prove yourself. And without realizing it, you place them above you. But here's the reality most people avoid. The moment you start chasing someone, you're telling them you need them more than they need you. And that imbalance destroys respect. People value what is stable, what is grounded, what does not beg for attention. When you stop chasing and start focusing on yourself, your growth, your mindset, your purpose, something shifts. You become calm, centered, unavailable for nonsense. And suddenly, people notice. Not because you tried harder, but because you stopped trying to force it. The same applies to success. Many people chase money, status, and recognition like their life depends on it. They rush, they compare, they stress. But success doesn't respond well to desperation. It responds to discipline, to consistency, to focus, to patience. When you build yourself, your skills, your habits, your mindset, you become valuable. And value attracts opportunity. Instead of asking, how do I get this? Start asking, who do I need to become? Because the right opportunities don't come to the person who chases them. They come to the person who is ready for them. There is a calm confidence that comes when you stop forcing things. You no longer panic when something doesn't work out. You no longer beg for attention. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself. Because deep down, you understand something powerful. What is meant for you will not miss you. And what misses you was never meant for you. That mindset frees you. It removes pressure. It removes anxiety. It removes the constant need to control outcomes. And in that space, you become stronger, more focused, more present, more at peace. But this doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. That's where many people get it wrong. Attraction is not laziness. It's alignment. You still take action. You still work hard. You still improve yourself. But you do it from a place of strength, not desperation. You don't force results. You allow them. Because when your actions come from clarity instead of fear, they become more effective, more powerful, more intentional. You must learn to detach. Detach from outcomes. Detach from people's opinions. Detach from the need for immediate results. Because attachment creates pressure, and pressure creates poor decisions. When you're too attached, you overthink. You overreact. You lose control. But when you detach, you see clearly. You make better choices. You stay calm. You move with purpose. And ironically, that's when things start coming to you. There's also something most people don't talk about. When you chase the wrong things, you block the right ones. You hold on to people who are not meant for you. And in doing so, you close the door to those who are. You waste energy on things that don't align with your path, and you delay your growth. Sometimes, the reason nothing is working is because you're holding on to what you should have let go. Letting go is not loss. It's space. Space for better. Space for growth. Space for alignment. Your energy matters more than you think. People can feel it. If you're desperate, they feel it. If you're insecure, they sense it. If you're chasing, it shows. But if you're calm, confident, and grounded, that energy attracts. It pulls people, opportunities, and experiences toward you without force. Because energy doesn't lie. And the energy of someone who is at peace with themselves is powerful. Start becoming the person you would admire. Disciplined, focused, Emotionally controlled. Someone who doesn't react to everything. Someone who doesn't seek constant validation. Someone who moves with purpose. When you become that person, everything changes. You don't need to chase respect, you earn it. You don't need to chase attention, it comes naturally. You don't need to chase success, you attract it. Because you've built yourself into someone valuable. There will be moments where you feel like chasing again. Moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments where you think, what if I lose this? That's your test. And in that moment, you must remind yourself, anything that requires you to lose your peace to keep it is not worth having. Choose your peace. But in reality, the strongest people move with patience. They take action, but they are not attached. They work, but they are not anxious. They pursue goals, but they are not controlled by them. That balance is what creates attraction. When you become too attached to an outcome, you lose your edge. Your decisions become emotional. You start forcing things. You start overthinking. You start doubting yourself. And that energy pushes things away. But when you detach, you regain control. You think clearly. You act wisely. You remain calm. And calm is powerful. Because calm people make better decisions. And better decisions create better results. Another truth most people avoid is this. Not everything you want is good for you. Sometimes, what you are chasing is actually holding you back. That person you're trying to keep might be the reason you're not growing. That opportunity you're forcing might not align with your path. But because you're attached, you can't see it clearly. Detachment gives you vision. It allows you to step back and ask, is this truly right for me? And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away. Walking away is not weakness. It is self-respect. It is understanding your value enough to not settle for less. It is choosing peace over chaos. And that choice is what separates strong minds from weak ones. Because weak minds hold on to everything. Strong minds let go of what doesn't serve them. There is also a deeper level to attraction that most people don't understand. It's not just about what you do. It's about who you are, your habits, your mindset, your discipline. These are the things that shape your reality. If you are inconsistent, distracted, and emotionally unstable, your life will reflect that. But if you are focused, disciplined, and calm, your life will begin to align with that energy. Because you attract what you embody. This is why self-improvement is not optional. It is necessary. You cannot expect better results with the same mindset. You cannot attract better things while staying the same person. Growth is required, and growth is uncomfortable. But that discomfort is what transforms you. You must become comfortable being misunderstood. Because when you stop chasing, people will not understand you. They will think you don't care. They will think you've changed. And they're right. You have changed. You've stopped seeking validation. You've stopped reacting to everything. You've stopped lowering your standards. And not everyone will like that. But that's the price of growth. The more you grow, the smaller your circle becomes. Not because you push people away, but because you no longer tolerate what drains you. You become more selective with your time, your energy, and your attention. And that selectiveness protects your peace. Peace is not something you find. It is something you protect. Every decision you make either protects your peace or disturbs it. And when you start choosing peace consistently, your life changes. You become calmer, more focused, more in control. And that control is what allows you to attract better experiences. At some point, you will realize that chasing was never the answer. It was just a distraction, a way to avoid doing the real work, the inner work. Because building yourself is harder than chasing something external. It requires discipline, patience, honesty. But once you do that work, everything changes. At the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. Stop running after everything. Stand still. Build yourself. Strengthen your mind. Become so focused, so disciplined, so aligned, that the right things have no choice but to find you. Because when you stop chasing, you start attracting. If this message hit you, don't ignore it. Apply it. Because your life changes the moment you stop chasing what isn't meant for you. And if you want more powerful content like this that will transform your mindset and your life, subscribe now. Because the version of you that attracts everything they deserve is built by the decisions you make today. Stay focused, stay calm, and let what belongs to you find you.